Hey, it's Curtis here from Backyard Birds with Curtis, and today I want to talk about something that's really important, especially this time of the year. Even though it's mid to late July and things seem quiet at the feeders, right now is actually one of the most important times to be feeding the birds. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. And if you're into bird feeding, bird behavior, just trying to do things right in your own backyard, hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot more coming your way as we head into the fall. Let's start with what's happening right now. Most people think of summer as a quiet season for birds, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Some birds are still feeding their last brood of chicks. Others are molting, shedding old feathers and growing new ones, which not only takes a lot of energy, but it leaves them very vulnerable. And many species like chickadees, nuthatches, and jays are already caching food. That means they're storing seeds and nuts in bark, branches, fence posts, and anywhere they can hide food and return to later. And here's the part that's critical to understand. Birds build mental maps of reliable food sources. They do that now, not in October, not in the middle of the winter. So if your feeders are out now, you're already on that map. But if you wait until the fall to start feeding, you've missed your chance to be part of their plan, and your winter bird feeding activity may be lower than it could be. Now, what should you be feeding in the late summer? Start with no-melt suet. It's packed with protein and fat, perfect for molting birds or juveniles learning to feed. And it won't go rancid in the heat. Peanuts and tree nuts are excellent for caching species. They're high-value fuel birds can store and come back for later. Finch food is still a great option, especially for goldfinches when they're often still nesting this time of year. No-mess blends are great for seasonal bird feeding all year round. And don't forget about nectar. Hummingbirds are starting to bulk up for migration, and clean, fresh nectar is essential. Now let's talk about water. Reliable water is just as important as food in the heat. A simple dish, bird bath, or a fountain makes a huge difference. Moving water like a dripper or mister will attract birds you might not see otherwise, especially during hot afternoons when activity seems low. This is also the perfect time for feeder maintenance. Clean your feeders more often. Summer heat speeds up mold and bacteria. Toss out clumpy or damp seed, rinse nectar feeders every few days, and keep an eye out for ants, wasps, or spoiled food. If one of your feeders isn't getting much traffic, try rotating in a suet feeder or switching to peanuts. See what changes. I'll tell you about a customer we had last year. They paused feeding in the summer. Totally understandable. And they put their feeders back out in late October, hoping to get chickadees and woodpeckers again. But nothing came the whole winter. Weeks went by, and they thought something was wrong. They came into our store multiple times asking what they're doing wrong. But the truth is, by that point, the birds had already built their winter roots. They had no reason to come back and check. It wasn't personal, it's just how birds work. And that's exactly why summer feeding matters more than people realize. You're not just feeding, you're establishing trust. There's also a terribly common myth that bird feeding in the summer makes birds lazy or dependent. But science has proven over and over again that this is just not true. Birds are incredibly resourceful. Feeders supplement their wild diet, but it doesn't replace it. Even caching birds will continue to forage with or without access to your feeders. But by offering reliable food and clean water, you're giving them a real advantage, especially during stressful times like molting or pre-migration. So if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. If you wait till October to start feeding the birds, you're putting yourself at a major disadvantage. Birds that will be staying for winter or migrating through are already making their decisions now. And if they find nothing in your yard when they're looking, they're not going to come back when it's cold. By feeding now, you're not just helping birds today, you're putting your yard on the map. And when it matters most, they'll remember where to go. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll be diving into fall migration, feeder prep, and some of the coolest seasonal behaviors you can see right in your own backyard. And if you're a local here in Kamloops, come visit us at the store. We've got clean seed, high quality suets, fresh nectar, and all the support you need to do bird feeding right. Thanks for watching, and thanks for feeding the birds.